welcome to the show. I'm Keejan Haynes. It's a brand new week, and this Saturday we had another one of the Prime Minister's press conferences, and we are going to discuss it because Trinidad and Tobago, more importantly, Tobago, it turns out when it comes to COVID, you, Tobago, are doing great.
Planning with preparation and of course with public participation, we have managed to report no new cases on the island in the last 25 days. And so that means that there are also no active cases in COVID care for us.
We attribute that to a very aggressive primary and secondary contact tracing effort. An increase in mask wearing, and whereas we still have a significant number of persons who are not wearing their masks correctly, the numbers in general have gone up.
No active cases, that's right. As of Saturday's briefing, Tobago was 25 days without a new case of COVID-19, to which Trinis are saying, well, things look good over there, time to go mess it up.
It is my understanding that virtually every villa in Tobago is booked for Christmas, meaning that a lot of Trinidadians have quite properly and expectedly chosen Tobago as the place to be in the Christmas holidays.
And just so you know, Caribbean Airlines is trying to start a new program of testing so that there can be even more of us flooding Tobago with our COVIDs. Because meanwhile in Trinidad, we went from a low of 18 cases per day to now about 37 per day. This is worrying. And the Prime Minister, on the other hand, is saying, look, I have a dossier of all of these other Commonwealth countries and how they have been handling the virus. Now, he's really proud of this dossier. He mentioned it like 5 times. But he's also saying, hi, Trinidad, why can't you be more like Tobago? But at the same time, I need you to not mess Tobago up. And he really did spend a lot of time patting himself on the back and lashing out at those who continue to push him to care more about the economy than the health of his citizens.
Compare Trinidad and Tobago with the 50 countries mentioned in this dossier in mid-November. And whether you like us or you like yourself, you will come to the conclusion that Trinidad and Tobago is in a relatively good position.
And let's go even further. Dr. Parasram is worried that we can go back to somewhere between 50 and 100 cases per day if we continue to behave like this. So, well, again, Tobago's looking good, but it's very easy to mess it up. So, what do we do in the meantime? Well, shut down office Christmas parties.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced today he will instruct the head of the public service to ensure no Christmas parties are allowed this Christmas season.
All plans for Christmas parties within the public service have been cancelled.
Paranging from house to house is a no this year.
I reach out with this platform to all chambers of commerce to ask their membership not to have Christmas parties. I have spoken to my own peers at the Ministry of Health. We'll be having no Christmas functions at the Ministry of Health.
No Christmas partying, because partying before Christmas was out and Christmas partying is partying.
You know who's not affected by this? The media. Media Christmas parties were voted out with Kamala. And let's be real, there's not enough people in a newsroom anymore to have a decent gift exchange. I mean, guys, it's only 3 of us in here. I wonder who this is from. But the Prime Minister wants you to know if our December numbers are bad, our children are not going to be able to go back to school in January. And we know how many of you parents want to get those children out of the house.
If we are irresponsible, put us in a position where the January numbers could say to us, no school, because we have in fact behaved badly and the infection rate is so high that we can't even think about bringing children back out.
Meanwhile, bar owners have successfully nagged their way into $10 million from the state.
Ask the Minister of Finance to find an additional $10 million specifically to treat with employees who work in bars and restaurants and who have lost their jobs or who have suffered a reduction of their income.
Because again, bars are not closed. Restaurants are not closed. Maybe they're not making as much money as they used to be, and that's fair. But as long as they are paying their employees, that's the most important thing. And this is why the Prime Minister is saying they are going to get some money, but not if you are one of the tricky daddians.
We will not just be handing out a check to you because you come and say so. It will be examined to ensure that those who qualify get it and those who don't qualify don't get it. But
we're not done handing out things. It is all of Rowley's favorite things like Oprah. Because Rowley has been taketh a thing away. Yeah, let's go with that. Take a thing away. And now he giveth back $20 million more for social services.
The public service departments would be relatively generous between now and January, specifically with an additional $20 million, specifically to deal with persons who were self-employed and whose self-employment have atrophied. I simply ask you, public servants who would be responsible for disbursing these assistance programs, to be empathetic to the people who come to you. You might make a mistake here or there, and the smart man or the smart woman might get away. But it's better if the smart man or the smart woman get away than for children to go hungry in our population.
Presents for everyone. And one more. Why is eating and drinking allowed in a casino?
Changes we'll make this weekend, very small changes. We will allow food services in casinos. That had slipped through the crack in the last fortnight. We've allowed it in cinemas. It should have been cinemas and casinos.
The casino is the very essence of a place where people sit in a room for hours on end with no windows. But money talks, I guess. Oh my goodness, do you know what I forgot? Terrence D'Alsing. Terrence D'Alsing had his name all over a billboard in Times Square.
Good news for hunters, particularly those who rallied at the Caroni Bird Sanctuary last Wednesday.
That there was no good reason in the context of what we are doing to not have ourselves exposed through certain activities. There was no good reason to continue to prevent hunters from hunting.
On the bright side, hunters can hunt again. But the Prime Minister was absolutely sure to mention that it had nothing to do with this.
According to the PM, that decision had nothing to do with this video.
And I say that in detail because I want those who have come this morning on Facebook with all kind of dotishness about the Minister of Health. Our decision has nothing to do with you.
Okay, and as we are in Tobago, it is almost election time there. The THA election is coming up next year early. So the Let's Campaign Properly messages are coming up. But like we all know, that ain't gonna happen.
It's not the campaigning that is the problem. It is not the political party name that is the problem. The problem is bringing people together in large numbers. Don't do that.
So in the end, we have done a really, half and half job. Tobago, great. Trinidad, not so much. Not much has changed in terms of lockdown. Our family members can still come home if you know the right amount of people to talk to. Wink. At the end of the day, we really do have to make sure that we take care of ourselves. Please wear your mask, social distance. And just because you have 500 friends, they don't all need to go to your wedding. Let's take a break.